Hello, gorgeous you. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. I went up to YoungMinds headquarters on Saturday, just gone, and I want to talk to you about it because it blew my mind in many different ways. And I'd like to share my experience with you. So, if you don't know, I am part of the YoungMinds Mental Health Charities parent panel, which means I have been graciously chosen to help inform them how they can make their parents' helpline the best it can possibly be to help the most amount of people it possibly can. Now, Young Minds already have a youth panel, which compromises of young people from ages 16 to 24, if I remember correctly. But last year, they invited me, and gosh, I think there's 14 of us all together in the parent panel to be part of this new way forward for young minds. On Saturday, I got to go up there to meet the youth panel. So this was the first time we got to meet the youth panel at all, not even online or anything like that beforehand. We got to see them in person. And let me just tell you, these young people give me such hope for the future. They are just such wonderful, wonderful souls, be it because they are outspoken and strong, or they are perhaps a little bit more quiet and introverted, but my God, are they on point with their thoughts and feelings. And it's just been such a pleasure. Now, obviously, I can't go into great detail about who was there and what we did, and rah, rah, rah. But what I can tell you is how it affected me. As a young person, I was in and out of psychiatric hospitals myself from the ages of 11 until like 22. I spent a lot of time in a place called Lee House, which was in Eastleigh in Hampshire. And then in one closer to home called Hanneman House and Leven House and St. Anne's. And yeah, those are for people that are really struggling with their mental health. Another member of the parent panel and I were asked to do an introduction to the parent panel and why we wanted to join and what we get out of it and what we hope to give and all that sort of stuff. So I got to talk about my time in psychiatric hospital, and I wanted to express to these young people that not only was I here as a parent, I was here to speak about giving young Lizzie a voice. And because nobody had listened to me back then in the way that I wished I'd been listened to. And I think it's really important that we listen to our young people because they grow up, right? We are the future, just like they are the future. Like we've got to keep this going and we need to collaborate on how we do that to the best of our abilities. So it was really healing to get to be there to talk to me back then a little bit, I guess, really. And it was a real full circle moment as well to go from being so incredibly ill that I was told I'd be a career patient at the age of 14 to now being a parent who was really brave and put myself forward for young minds and is actually getting to be part of the solution. I think a lot of the time people, especially online, are very, very quick to be like, this is the problem, and I don't know what way forward, but I'm just going to rant about it. Well, I am actually trying to do something about it. We by being part of Young Minds, I get to be part of the conversation that is happening around mental health for our young people. And in turn, of course, that helps parents as well, because, if you're going to be helping your youngsters, you've got to look after yourself as well. And that's where the parent helpline comes in. I've got a few notes down here that I wrote during our meeting, and I just wanted to read out a few things that the young people brought up that they wanted to focus on and they wanted to be heard about. And I think it would be good for you to hear that too. And one thing that I already say to my coaching clients is that we should be listening to our intuition, to our instincts. And the young people are saying that too, because everybody is different. So listen to what your gut is telling you about your kids, about the situation, and go with it. Another one that felt really um, affirming to us parents was they don't need you to be perfect. They are well aware that you are a human being and that you don't have all the answers. And actually, rather than stepping away from it, they'd rather you lean in and say, do you know what? I don't know the answer to that. Let's find out together. I know you want to be perfect for your children, but your children aren't expecting you to be perfect. They just want consistent support. It doesn't matter if you don't know all the answers, you can work it out together. Overall, our young people want to feel safe, they want to feel respected, supported. They really like informal settings because they are perhaps overwhelmed or don't enjoy being in, business type places. And I hard agree with that. I don't like it either. That's one thing that's wonderful about the Young Minds headquarters is that it's a beautiful blend of informal but respect and safety and everything around. There's pods and things that you can go in and sit in if you need to, and they're just incredibly respectful of everybody's needs. And for all the people out there that are like, oh, you can't just give in to everybody, what I've actually witnessed is that if you do hold space for everybody and their different needs, it actually takes off a lot of the pressure from everybody and they can stay in the room a lot longer. The young people were also saying that they are really good at questioning the norms of society. And yeah, I love that. I love that for them. I definitely question the norms. I question the rules, the whys. And these young people are out there saying, but why? Why has it got to be that way? Why can't we try a new way? And I'm here for it, to be honest. The other thing we spoke about was social media, and because obviously there's the talk of this ban for under 16s coming in to not access social media actually. And the social media team at Young Minds did actually ask me and one of my parent panelist friends what we would say on social media to young people out there. And with regards to, Instagram, Facebook, and all these different sorts of things, I said that I think it's really important that as adults, we recognize just how much we're on these platforms ourselves and we get a lot out of them. I get a lot out of being here talking to you all and having these conversations, and I do the same on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And it is important to me. And what I do with that is that I balance it with real life stuff, being away from our phones, from the apps, from the computers. And as I was saying all this, these young people are nodding their heads. They know they are very wise to it. They know that they shouldn't be on it all the time. They know to balance it. And I think it's time that we start trusting them more with understanding how to utilize the web, because us olders people don't necessarily have all the answers. The youngsters have fantastic new perspectives on it, and together is where that magic is going to happen. I think lastly, the thing that I will say is that when you are inviting young people in to have these discussions with you, it's really important to close that feedback loop. So if they say to you they think that this would help and to do this, then you go away and you do it, and then you inform them as to what happened with that. They want to be completely involved, engrossed, and make the world a better place. And it is an absolute pleasure to be the shoulders from which they can stand upon, and I will lift them up as high as I can. For me personally, being part of this is just magic. And I say all these hippie woo-woo things about like, oh, it's healing and everything like that, but it is like we need to be building together. All of our generations have something to offer, and the answers to a lot of these things are going to come from both of us, I believe. Because, us oldies, we have understanding and wisdom that has come with the age and the grey hairs. But we also might have become a bit cynical and closed-minded, at which the young people haven't yet and are able to push through it and snap through it and challenge us oldies to rethink things. And that is where the magic is going to happen. So, just a little update there for you with Young Minds because I'm so super passionate about it. Mental health shouldn't just be the negative connotations of like, oh, poor mental health. Mental health is supposed to be positive. It's supposed to be good mental health. We want us and everybody around us to be in good mental health. And that starts with keep having these conversations and making more and more people aware of the Young Minds Parent Helpline so that we can get out and help everybody. I will put the number above me here. Yes, I will keep shouting out about it because I absolutely believe in it. Because if parents are helped and regulated, they can help their young people more. Thank you so much for watching again. It's lovely to have you here. I am overwhelmed with the new subscribers that have joined in and the conversations that I'm having. Please do hit that like button. It means the world to me to see that you are out there and subscribe if you would like to hear more of my chats along the way to hopefully making this world a damn better place for our youngsters. See you next time. Bye.